Well, good afternoon, Miss Jennifer. It's Saturday, September 20th. It's the 1 o'clock session of Saturday group. Um, right now, it looks like you're the only one. So, um, I'm Justin. If you haven't met me yet, do you have any questions? You can put them in chat, or if you want to come off mute, it's totally up to you.
I don't really have any. I just always try to tune in when I can. So, because you never know what you're going to learn based on what somebody else asks. But
Yeah, so it looks like until some others get in here, it,
yeah.
I don't really know
Actually,
where.
I'll ask you a question. Have you ever been to or booked and then had really great feedback? I'm looking for a client in Punta Cana. They want all inclusive but family friendly. So I was, there's like 129 options, and I was going through every single one of them this morning trying to, compare and everything. But I always like a person's like personal, oh, we've been here and we loved it kind of a thing versus, just reading, things on the internet and hoping that they're correct.
Y- Yeah, and no, I've never been to Punta Cana. I actually booked
Okay.
it's not family friendly, it was adults only. Um, Let me share my screen and I'll show you where I sent them to. Um, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I cannot remember the name of the destination I sent them to. I know.
Okay.
Let's see where it was I sent them. And I've actually let me see if I can find my book. But oh, you're wanting family friendly. Yeah. Oh, this is adults only. I'm sorry. I wasn't even
Okay.
thinking.
That's okay.
Um,
No worries.
I tell you the way I look at things because us as travel agents, and there's just no possible way you've been to every destination somebody wants to go to, or
Right.
the the resorts or everything. I get on TikTok, and I know that
Okay.
sounds crazy. And you can even ask ChatGPT some questions. What are some of the highly rated? Um, family friendly, all inclusives in Punta Cana or whatever destination you're looking to go for. That's, I'll reach out to some people occasionally, but pretty much I just read reviews, and, best highly rated resorts, like I said, on TikTok, and even ask ChatGPT.
Okay.
That's how I would go. Um, uh, just due to the fact, us as travel agents, we're supposed to do our due diligence and do the research and things like that. But yeah, yeah, it never hurts to ask.
Yeah.
So that's how I typically do mine. So
Yeah. So yeah, I did that this morning, and I came up with like a ton of options. So I'm like, all right, and was comparing some of the different ones. We did some of them out based on reviews or ratings or whatnot. But I also know that like reviews and stuff can always be one sided. I always see.
yeah,
I
uh,
always go by there's three sides to every story, each side, and then the truth lies somewhere in the middle.
and I'll just give an example. I just came back off Star for 2 weeks. Had a wonderful trip. The resort was great. Um, but the people. So the people, not the staff, but the just the guests. The guests were. It was a different feel for Royal. I don't know if people just
Hmm,
thought they were that special to be on such a brand new ship, or what.
probably.
It was just a different feeling. So I mean, that would be something that somebody would probably write and review. So but I'm so down to earth that probably wouldn't hold a lot of weight if you understand what I'm saying.
Yep.
Um, for a family friendly that I quoted looked pretty nice. I did quote a family, the and it isn't Punta. It is the Rio Palace. Rio has a really good uh,
Reputation.
yeah, reputation. Can't even think of the word. They had a really good reputation.
Okay.
You'll see a lot about them on TikTok. And it wasn't too. I mean, now they were taking 8 people, so the price was, and they were getting three
Yeah.
rooms, so it was a little pricey for that. But for just standard, like a junior suite was for a couple. was 4,500.
Okay.
And that was a couple of weeks ago. So, but it had 10
Yeah, and
restaurants,
I think
12
that's
bars.
one that I still have on my, I don't have my list with me, but I think that that's one that I do still have on my list. So, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, definitely the the Rio Palaces, but like I said, I TikTok, ChatGPT, that's how I find a lot of stuff, and I go and look at them, read the reviews, and then make my quotes.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can even you'll when you start researching when you start if you're on TikTok and you'll start seeing a lot of people come up. I'm your travel agent. I'll send people to this one, or I won't send people to that one. This is my review of this one, so you can get a lot of good reviews from other travel agents on TikTok as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what else? I'm kind of surprised there ain't more people here today.
I know, it's kind of crazy.
When did you join Cornerstone?
So I signed up the very beginning of April. So
Okay,
I've been around
so a
a
little
little
bit.
while. Done a few like little things here and there, hotel, car rental. But this I've done, one trip for ourselves and then friends of ours that we went on a cruise, and then I've
Okay.
got a family trip booked for the week of Christmas. So getting there, but now I'm just kind of getting the word out and just trying to expand and find clients and things like that. So this would be my first like big trip. And I
Okay.
think I got my question answered. I figured it out on this morning, but so my client lives here, and but then her sister lives in Argentina, and so
Okay.
they're looking to meet in Punta Cana. And
Okay.
she said, would you be able to book for my sister as well with her credit card? And I said, I think so. I said, I'm pretty sure that we can book outside the US. I said, but I know the one caveat is that it has to be booked in US dollars. And so
Yeah.
that's where I know sometimes people are like, well, I don't want to pay, if the US dollar is more than the Argentinian dollar, that's
Yeah.
where that kind of gets convoluted. Is there
Yeah.
any other issues that you're aware of other than the money conversion aspect of it?
No, I mean, just, ensure that the time zone things.
Passport.
I'm not sure if Argentina is central or Eastern time or Mountain time. I'm not sure what time zone they are. But they would know that. If they're wanting to get there at the same time, so you may have to try to compare flights from there to Punta Cana. You know, where are they
Yeah.
flying from? The family here?
They would either um right now they're here, but they split their time between here and Florida. So um
Okay.
and it wouldn't be until May of next year. So
Okay.
it would
Plenty of
be
time.
East Coast either way, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I think pretty much to be just the correspondence of times and things of that nature. If they're like I said, if that's very important to them. But other than the dollar conversion rate, I don't think there's any issues.
Okay. All right, cool.
Um,
That's what I thought, but I was like, let's just make sure before
yeah,
commit.
yeah, and yeah, I would think yeah you can book international travel.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't yeah like I said, I think the only downside is the conversion. And
Okay.
I don't know if you would have to do that or is automatically done. So um, that might be something to check into because I don't
Okay.
know if booking coming from
Any
Argentina, flying to
idea
Punta
who the
Cana.
best person to ask? Like, would that be like? I just always hate bothering Amy. I know she's got like a million things on her plate.
Well,
Um,
you could. I mean, are you going to book like through Snap, or are you going to book directly through American or Delta or somebody like that?
I'm not sure yet. I explained to her that, I said I can look into everything individually for you, or I can look into a package, but if I do a package, then I can't use any airline points or anything like that.
Hmm.
And she said, all right, let me talk to my husband because she's like, I don't think we have I don't think we're planning on using airline points, but let me just make sure that's not something that he's kind of thinking about. And I said, okay. And
Yeah, if you're going to be booking through Snap or you could just call them directly. I mean, I hate to even say that just because,
okay,
but just to ensure, I would call whichever airline you thought you might be booking through, unless you were going to be booking through Snap, and
okay,
just contact them directly and say, "This is what I've got," and go from there.
okay, cool. So just kind of start with whichever consolidator I'm looking at once we narrow it down. Okay,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
okay, cool. I didn't know if there was somebody at Cornerstone that had to, you know.
And no, nobody has to
Okay,
approve that, because I mean, if that's just what. Yeah. So you'll be
okay,
good.
cool.
Because
Awesome.
I know that question's been. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure it's been asked on Facebook as far as
Well, and I had looked on Facebook and pretty much anything that I saw referenced the conversion. And so I was like, okay. And I knew that kind of in the back of my mind. But I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing else that was like, like I know obviously like passport, and then, I know some areas require like not so much for the ones that are coming from the US, but if they're coming from another country, there might be like e-tickets or whatever that have to be filled out or purchased. Um,
yeah. I wouldn't think there would be. I think it's pretty much you would just let's see here. When booking international flights for class, you require a photo of their passport, or just tell them the information. Let's see. Trying to see if anybody's asked about. I know that I've seen it a couple times, but you said you searched that today and found it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think I'm like you. I think the biggest thing will be the conversion of the dollar. I think that would be
Okay.
your only downturn. Um, so what else?
I think that's I always think of things afterwards. Um
So where are you located at?
North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Well, we're neighbors. I'm just
Oh,
east of
nice. Where
No, I'm just east of Charlotte and Albemarle.
Oh, okay, very cool. Yep. So we're in Youngsville, so right up by like Raleigh, just north of Raleigh and
Okay. Yeah.
just east of Wake Forest. So yeah.
Okay. I have my uncle. He was a retired highway patrolman. They lived in Nightdale for a little while.
Okay, that's about 20 minutes from us.
Oh, cool deal. He retired. He moved to the beach full time, so he's no longer in that area. But he was up there for quite
Must be
some
nice,
time.
right?
Yes, this is the reason I started this profession. I'm a full-time firefighter, and here in Albemarle, and I'm looking for this to be my supplemental retirement. So
Nice. That's awesome. How
yeah,
long have you been with Cornerstone?
I joined in January,
Okay.
and then I became part of the mentor team in May. So I've
Wow,
really
that's
enjoyed this.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Um,
Now,
trying
how
to
did you
think.
join the mentor team? Because that's something that like just kind of in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, like I could, I've been in management since I was, 18. So, it's
Yeah, I
something
was
I could
just
definitely foresee.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure what they're looking to do. I know some things are supposed there are some things in the works that are taking place. I'm not sure when Amy's planning to roll that out.
Okay.
Um, we There's 9 of us at the moment.
Yeah.
But I was just answering questions on Facebook, and just responding to people and just doing my thing as far as posting stuff, and they were following, and I'd made mention about, because I was attending a bunch of the not one-on-ones, but I've been a bunch of the groups, and just
Hmm.
all those kinds of things, and uh, I sent an email to Amy and Vicky and asked were they interested in putting on more people, and uh, they were, and here I am. So uh,
Awesome. Yeah.
I enjoy it. You know I've been booking travel as long as I've been able to do my own travel, but this side of things was a little bit different. But I felt pretty confident on how I was doing things and what I was doing. I felt like I was doing the right way, and so here I am.
Yeah, I mean, I
So,
kind of got into it because, we book all of our own travel, and then, between we have a good sized friends group that travels together, on
okay.
occasion. And me and one other girl in the group, we're always the ones who plan everything. We plan the flights, we plan the trip, we plan the excursions, and everyone else shows up when they're told. And so I'm
Yeah.
like, why am I not getting at least a little bit of money back on
There you
this?
go.
So
And if you book a group cruise, you can get the tour conductor credits and get a huge discount or more commission on your room. So
yeah.
just keep that in mind.
Yep.
Uh,
Well, yeah, I don't think I have anything else. So if no one else joins, like, I mean, I don't know how long you have to stay on, but I don't want you to stay on just for me. So,
no, I mean we're slotted for an hour, so if you've got questions, I'm here for it. If that's totally up to you.
okay.
Um,
Um, what do you think is if you could go back and do one thing differently from the beginning, what would it be?
as far as
Or
being in the agents, as far as becoming a
yeah,
travel
as
agent,
far as your travel agency, like, is there something that you're like, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that in the beginning, or I wish I would have done this in the beginning, kind of like hindsight.
honestly, and I'm not saying this to sound overconfident, but I don't know that I would. I mean, I feel like
Okay.
I
Well, that's
really
awesome.
honest. I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything the right way. I mean, I'm getting clients. I've done since January. I'm a little over 101,000 in travel. Just by word of
Wonderful.
mouth and posting on Facebook. I wish I was better at Instagram. I'm just not good with Instagram. So I wish I was better at that
Yeah.
and learn more about that. But just trying to get the group, trying to get the following on Facebook, which
Yeah.
I've grown, but that's come from word of mouth and friends and family, and just my wife. There's not a conversation that I don't have with somebody that somehow travel and me being a travel agent doesn't come up. But that's just I look at it this way: scared money doesn't make money. So I throw it
Yeah.
out there every opportunity. But I mean. I feel what I'm doing is working. I feel what I
That's
have done has
awesome.
worked. So, yeah, I really don't think of, I can't really think of anything. I came through Cornerstone. I come to Cornerstone through Melissa, like probably 60% of us did, 70% maybe.
Yep, me too.
Uh, so, um, I'm very glad that I started following her and found Cornerstone through her because it's been a great experience. You, you know Amy and Vicky and Johnny, they were the ones I had the most conversations with, and then it's just um, yeah, it's just they all the stuff that they put out there, they were very instrumental in getting to this point. So I can't speak highly enough about all them, and especially about the company. It's great.
Very cool.
I'm enjoying it.
That's
Are you
awesome. Yeah, I've,
will
I've
you
enjoyed it so far. So
will you be making convention?
I will not,
Okay.
unfortunately. Not, I don't think so anyway. So
Okay.
it just, when it came out, in June or July, I was still so new, and I didn't know, where we were going to be and stuff. And, now it's sold out. So unless somebody sells their ticket, then I can make that work. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I ended up buying mine. They had a few left when I bought mine. But I'm like you, I couldn't decide if I was gonna be able to make it.
yeah,
And but we was able to work it out because we were supposed to be going on a cruise for November the 1st through November the 12th, and then we were going to fly. We were driving to Baltimore for the cruise, but we ended up moving that to Starb. So we was going to drive to Baltimore. We was going to come off the cruise. We were going to fly from Baltimore to Texas on the 12th, spend an extra night, and all that stuff, and then fly back to Baltimore after the convention and drive back. But we moved a cruise, and so it worked out for us to uh, to come.
nice,
So,
cool,
uh, but yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I I can't think of any like I said some I can't think of anything negative to say about what
cool.
all has taken place, even with the growing pains of the explosion of agents we've had. Because when I joined in January, I was like. 685, between 680 and 690, somewhere around that time frame. And we're approaching 2,700 agents now. So
I know it's
there's
crazy.
been there's been some growing pains, but they're handling it well and doing the
Yeah,
best they
for sure.
can with it. So it's been really good.
A question. Are
Mhm.
you by any chance, I think they're getting it figured out. So hopefully I'll hear back from Allison maybe Monday or Tuesday, but are you signed up by any chance with Scoot Around, like the mobility company?
No, but
Because
see,
I had sent in like a supplier request form probably like 3 weeks ago. And I got an email back and it said, "Oh, they're self-register." I'm like, "Okay." So I went to the website, started on the registration form, then it was asking for like banking info and tax info, and I was like, "Wait, something's not right." So I
yeah,
screenshotted it, sent it back to Allison, and she was like, "Oh." And she's like, "That's weird." And she was like, "I'll have to look into it and see if they've changed." And I'm like, "Okay." Didn't hear anything back. So this past week, sent another email, said, "Hey, where, any status update?" And she was like, "Yeah, they're self-register." And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, all right, maybe they've changed it back. So I went back to the website. Nope, it was still the same way. So I emailed her back, and then um, I said, no, it's still asking for all this weird information. So I was like, this makes me feel, and
yeah,
I asked about it on Facebook, and then they responded that she's aware that they've changed it. Um, and I guess they're working on it, but I didn't know if there was anybody maybe who had already signed up that might have some insight as to, you know,
there was because I found it through a girl that works with Short Excursion Group. I had done her one on one, and she had told me about it. And it's funny that you
okay,
mentioned it. But yeah, I'm with you. I think I done a supplier request form as well just to ensure. And I don't think I ever heard anything back. Matter of fact, I
okay.
need to check on mine too. I need to do another one for that as well.
Well, and
But
you might can hold off, and then I'll be more than happy when I'm hoping that because it's for my cruise in December with my family. So I definitely it's not one of those that I'm like, oh, let me just get it on my radar just in case. Like it's something like I actually like
need,
need to get booked
yeah.
pretty quickly. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
and so I'm hoping they'll figure it out maybe Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll be more than happy to shoot you the information, whatever I find out.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely shoot me a message or put it on Facebook, one of the groups or whatever.
okay.
But I think a lot of times when a supplier changes or becomes available, they're pretty good about posting in the group on that. So um
Yeah, yeah,
I
definitely.
maybe I can ask Allison or send Dana or somebody a message to say, hey, once we get that, to do that. Cool deal. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I'd forgotten all about that, honestly.
Yeah. Trying to
Trying
think
to
what
think.
else. I guess something obviously since, I do follow Melissa, she's been doing a lot with like private drivers. Do you do that at all? And it's a whole nother like gamut that I haven't even like messed with yet, but
Yeah,
I do feel like it would be a good like I guess ball to have in the game kind of a thing.
yeah, and she's in Orlando and Utopia, and she was talking about the one she had yesterday.
Yeah.
I've tried to find some of the stuff she does, but no, I haven't, because I
Okay.
don't know the ins and outs as far as
Yeah.
getting getting the commission on that, if there is commission on that, because when you get to private stuff like that, because that's one reason we don't work with Airbnb is because they're privately owned. Um they're not like
From
through
like
Expedia. So
VRBO is not.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's sort of the same thing and she just does that because she don't want to do that's just how she likes to travel. So I'm not sure how and where she's getting all that from.
Yeah,
Unless they're on Viator or something of that nature. I honestly I don't know.
could be.
But I mean, shoot her an email. Say, hey,
Yeah.
her Kelly and Kelly, um,
Yep.
do a lot of their stuff. So I would shoot them an email and see on that.
Okay. Yeah, I may put that out there just to kind of, see if that's, if that's a lucrative thing, and then if so, like maybe get the how to get the ball rolling in that department.
Hmm.
Um,
Because
so okay.
I actually went to her page because we were going to what was we doing? I don't I don't remember where I was going, but I looked at, I was going to Costa Maya because I was wanting to do, or
Okay.
Cozumel, and I was wanting to do one of the resorts for a day because we'd already been to Costa Maya here recently, and but we was on Star, so we decided to stay on the ship. But I was wanting to do a private driver in Costa Maya, so I was looking around, um, and I think she done the Jeep for a day thing that day. But there was one place she had recently talked about that I looked at, and I looked on her private drivers list, and honestly, it sounds bad, but it was confusing to where you find the list of people that she recommends. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, it's on. I'm pretty sure she's got on her website, Facebook. I can't remember which one she has it
Yeah,
on.
I'll have to look back and see. It's just something that's like, it's one of those things. Okay, file that in the box for later. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey,
Um,
if it's gonna make a dollar, I'm all for it, as long as it's in a positive
yeah.
way, so to say. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, cool. Well, I think that's it for me. So,
I think, is there anything else? Heck, you basically got a one-on-one. Are you pretty good on your Travel Leaders Network and the training and things like that? Have any questions as far as that
getting
goes?
getting there. I guess I guess that was probably my one downfall is I tried to do too much. I think too quick, and
Hmm.
so then I had like my hands in too many different things, and so I kind of had to like take a step back, and I'm like, okay, one thing at a time.
Yeah, definitely don't
Um,
popcorn it.
but yeah, I've done a little bit with TLN, and I think I've done one of the trainings in there. So I need to go back and delve a little deeper into TLN because I know that I, it's one of those that probably has so much information.
It's a lot. Be prepared.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm finally getting to the end. I'm working on tier 4 finally, and I just started some Go Way, and Go Way is in depth. So
Okay.
yeah, be prepared for that one.
Yeah, I've been a little scared of Go Away simply because I sent in my supplier request form for them and I got whatever back. So then I went to the website and then I got an email from them and they're like, we have conflicting info for you. Is this you? And there was like a screenshot and it said like Jennifer, I think it said Jennifer Bishop, but then it had a different email address, like a different travel agency name, like nothing else was the same. And I said, "No, that's not me." And so I've just
Hmm.
been a little, but then it's weird because then like 2 days later, they're like, okay, your account has been activated. And I'm like, well, okay, but did you activate it under the right thing? Because like, I don't want to book with you guys and it go to that other travel agent. So it's one of
Did
those things that's on my list that I probably need to just call and follow up with them and just say, hey, like, I just want to make sure everything is 100% correct.
and
Um,
I can't remember because it's been so long since I registered with them. Will they sell for supplier requests? I'd have to look.
I have no
Um,
idea because I've signed up for so many because, I know people say like, oh, pick your niche. And I'm like, and I get that. And I get the
yeah,
whole premise behind that. But at
yeah,
the same time, like I have a lot of people that I know, and not all of them are the same. Like, not, you know, you're never going to find like everybody loves cruises or everybody loves all inclusives or everybody
hmm,
loves tours. So I'm like,
yeah.
well, I feel like I kind of need to have a little bit of each. And then that
Hmm.
way I have a well rounded plate to offer.
Yeah, most
the
definitely. I mean, like,
clients?
yeah, you can't, even though I do a lot of all, now I've been to all inclusives and I've been to Disney and all that. Um, I'm just personally, I'm staying away from Disney. When I have Disney requests, I refer to, you know, another agent or two. Um,
Okay.
just because
They're a
I
lot.
want I want to do business because I know how much hard I work for my money. I don't want people just to say, "Oh, he's a travel agent; he can just do whatever," or that's not how I want to think. I want people that's going to be spending money to have a good time and then not be a bad trip because I done something that I forgot. Um,
Right.
and I'm not proficient with Disney. So I booked a cruise this morning for a lady and she's like, well, do you do other cruise lines other than just Royal? I'm like, I can book them all, but if you're referring to Disney, I'm going to refer you to another agent friend of mine. Just because here again, like I said, I told her the same thing. I don't want you spending money with me and it'd be a bad experience and things like that. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, I feel, like
Yeah.
I
So
said, I
I don't
feel
remember if they were self or if it was a,
they're there. I'm looking at now. They are self-registration. So,
okay.
um, you could call. You could send. Who is over? I think it's Miss Donna. Where would be contact? No, that's not what I want. Let me see who you would need to email. Um, uh, well, being their self-registration, you're probably going to call Go Away. Just to see
Yeah.
just to ensure they have all Cornerstone's information
Correct
listed under you.
information.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I would contact Go Away directly.
Cool. All right. Well, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, ma'am. No worries. And if we can do anything in the future, reach out. And sounds like you got a pretty good grasp on everything. And I know you've been here since April, but welcome. So,
Thank you.
so if you have any questions, be sure to contact.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you so much. Have a
Uh,
great rest of
uh,
your day.
you too.
Bye.
Bye bye.